The 1930s saw Japan on the march. Driven by militaristic ambitions, they cast their eyes on Asia. China, with its vast resources, became their target. In 1937, the Japanese invaded, unleashing a wave of brutality. The world watched in horror as reports emerged of the Nanking massacre. Thousands of innocent Chinese civilians were slaughtered. America, though geographically distant, was deeply troubled by Japan's aggression. The United States responded with economic sanctions, hoping to rein in Japan's imperial ambitions. They imposed an embargo on vital resources like oil and steel. The message was clear: halt your aggression or face the consequences. Nestled in the heart of the Pacific, Pearl Harbor was a symbol of American power. The U.S. Pacific Fleet, a formidable force of battleships and aircraft carriers, was stationed there. Yet a sense of complacency had settled in. American military strategists believed any attack would come in the South Pacific, closer to Japanese territories. Pearl Harbor, they assumed, was too far, too well protected. They were wrong. Pearl Harbor was in fact vulnerable. Its defences were minimal, lulled into a false sense of security by the vastness of the Pacific. The stage was set for a surprise attack, one that would change the course of history. December 7th, 1941, dawned like any other Sunday in paradise. But at 7:55 a.m. local time, the tranquility was shattered. Japanese warplanes, screaming through the skies, descended upon Pearl Harbor. The attack was swift, brutal, and meticulously planned. Japanese aircraft carriers, positioned hundreds of miles away, had launched their deadly cargo. The first wave targeted airfields and battleships, catching the Americans completely off guard. Chaos reigned as bombs rained from the sky and torpedoes ripped through the water. Sailors, many still in their bunks, scrambled to their battle stations. The Pacific Fleet, once a symbol of American might, was under siege. Amidst the carnage, two ships would become enduring symbols of the Pearl Harbor attack: the USS Arizona and the USS Oklahoma. The Arizona, a mighty battleship, was struck by an armor-piercing bomb. This bomb, designed to penetrate the thickest of armors, found its mark with devastating precision. It detonated the ship's forward magazine, setting off a catastrophic explosion. The blast was so powerful that it lifted the ship out of the water, creating a fireball that could be seen for miles. The Oklahoma, moored nearby, was hit by multiple torpedoes. These torpedoes, launched from Japanese aircraft, tore through the ship's hull with relentless force. She quickly capsized, trapping hundreds of sailors in her upturned hull. The scene was one of chaos and desperation as men fought to escape the rapidly flooding compartments. Rescuers worked frantically, using cutting torches and their bare hands to free trapped men, but many perished. The efforts of these brave rescuers were heroic, yet the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. The Arizona sank in minutes, taking with her over 1,100 souls. The loss was profound, a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the face of war. The Oklahoma lost 429 men. Each name etched into the memorials serves as a testament to their sacrifice and the high cost of conflict. These two ships, along with the others damaged or destroyed that day, served as grim reminders of the human cost of the attack. The wreckage and the stories of those who lived and died continue to echo through history, reminding us of the price of peace and the horrors of war. By 9:55 a.m., a mere 2 hours after it began, the attack was over. The skies, once filled with the roar of engines and the thunder of explosions, fell eerily silent. The smoke began to clear, revealing the full extent of the devastation. The Japanese, having achieved their objective of crippling the Pacific Fleet, withdrew. Their planes, which had brought so much destruction, now retreated back to their carriers, leaving behind a harbour in flames. They left behind a scene of devastation. Ships lay broken and burning, the once proud vessels of the US Navy now twisted hulks of metal. The air was thick with the acrid smell of smoke and burning oil. Over 2,400 Americans were dead, and nearly 1,200 wounded. The human cost was staggering, with families torn apart and a nation left in mourning. 21 ships of the US Pacific Fleet were sunk or damaged, including 8 battleships. The USS Arizona, a symbol of American naval power, lay at the bottom of the harbour, a tomb for over 1,000 sailors. Over 300 aircraft were destroyed or crippled. The airfields, once bustling with activity, were now graveyards of twisted metal and shattered dreams. But amidst the wreckage, the spirit of America endured. The Japanese had miscalculated. They believed they had delivered a fatal blow, but they had only ignited a fire within the hearts of the American people. They had underestimated the resolve of the American people. Across the nation, there was a surge of patriotism and unity. Men and women from all walks of life came together, determined to defend their country and avenge the attack. This attack, meant to cripple America, would have the opposite effect. It galvanized the nation, leading to a massive mobilization of resources and manpower. Enlistment offices were flooded with volunteers, eager to join the fight. It would awaken a sleeping giant. The American war machine roared to life, with factories working around the clock to produce the materials needed for war. The nation was united in its resolve, ready to take on the challenges ahead. The day after the attack, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt addressed a joint session of Congress. His voice, though somber, was resolute. He spoke of the unprovoked and dastardly attack and declared war on Japan. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan, he proclaimed. These words, etched in history, galvanized a nation. America, united in grief and outrage, was ready for war. The attack on Pearl Harbor propelled the United States into the Second World War. The sleeping giant had awakened, and its industrial might, coupled with the unwavering resolve of its people, would prove decisive. From the factories of Detroit to the shipyards of San Francisco, America mobilized for war. Millions of young Americans answered the call to arms, joining the fight against tyranny in both Europe and the Pacific. The Japanese, in their quest for empire, had made a grave miscalculation. They had awakened a force that would ultimately lead to their defeat and the first foreign occupation in their history. The legacy of Pearl Harbor extends far beyond the immediate aftermath of the attack. It marked a turning point in history, a moment when the world was thrust into a conflict of unprecedented scale and intensity. The surprise assault on the US naval base on December 7th, 1941, not only shocked the nation but also galvanized it into action. It serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression and the importance of vigilance in a world fraught with danger. The images of burning ships and the sounds of explosions echo through history, a chilling testament to the horrors of war. The bravery and sacrifice of those who fought in the ensuing battles are etched into the annals of time. The attack on Pearl Harbor fundamentally reshaped the geopolitical landscape, leading to the rise of the United States as a global superpower and the eventual defeat of the Axis powers. The mobilization of American industry and the unyielding spirit of its people played a crucial role in turning the tide of the war. This period saw technological advancements and strategic alliances that would shape the modern world. It also underscored the importance of international cooperation and the need to prevent such tragedies from ever occurring again. The formation of the United Nations and various international treaties were direct responses to the lessons learned from this global conflict. These efforts aimed to foster peace and stability in a world that had been torn apart by war. The events of December 7th, 1941, continue to resonate today, serving as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. Memorials and ceremonies held in honor of those who perished remind us of the cost of freedom and the importance of remembering our history. The legacy of Pearl Harbor is a powerful reminder of the need for vigilance, unity, and the relentless pursuit